There comes a time in life when strength is no longer measured by how fast we run or how much we can lift, but by how steadily we can rise from a chair, how confidently we can take that first step in the morning, and how surely we can stand without fear of falling. And yet, many older adults unknowingly invite weakness into their own legs, not through laziness, not through neglect, but through the very supplements they believe are helping them. It's a hard truth. Some vitamins, when taken in excess or in the wrong form, don't build you up. They quietly tear you down. They don't whisper their harm. They let it creep in slowly, until your legs feel heavier, your steps shorter, and your balance just a little less steady than before. There's a quiet truth that many don't see until it's too late. We spend years believing that more is better, more vitamins, more pills, more promises in a bottle. And yet, for those of us in the later chapters of life, it's often the more that quietly robs us of the very strength we are trying to protect. One of the most overlooked examples of this is vitamin A. Not the kind that comes from a roasted sweet potato, a handful of baby carrots, or a fresh slice of cantaloupe. Those gifts from the earth carry what your body understands and knows how to use. I'm talking about the kind that comes in the form of synthetic or high-dose supplements, the kind that slips into your daily routine with the label essential or anti-aging, but hides the fact that too much can do more harm than good. After 60, our bodies are not the same machines they once were. They are more sensitive, more reactive, and less forgiving of excess. That's why the quiet damage of too much supplemental vitamin A is so dangerous. It works slowly. You don't wake up one morning and say, "This is the day my legs feel weak because of my vitamins." No, it's more subtle than that. One day you find it harder to climb the stairs without pausing halfway. Another day, rising from a chair feels heavier, as if your legs are carrying an invisible burden. Balance feels just a little off, and your steps are shorter than they used to be. You may blame age, or think it's just the way the years work on a body. But in some cases, it's not the years, it's the build-up. You see, vitamin A in excessive amounts from supplements doesn't simply pass through the body like some nutrients do. It stores itself away in your liver, waiting quietly. And when there's too much, it starts to interfere with bone renewal, making them more fragile over time. Fragile bones mean a higher chance of fractures, especially in the legs and hips, the very pillars of your mobility. And when bones lose their strength, muscles often follow. A body that moves less loses tone, and once the muscles in your legs begin to weaken, the rest of you must fight harder to stay steady. The danger here is not in vitamin A itself, it's in the imbalance. Nature designed us to get this nutrient from the colors of our plates, not the contents of a plastic bottle. When we eat foods rich in beta-carotene, our bodies take only what they need and transform it gently into usable vitamin A. There's a natural limit to how much gets made, so there's little risk of overload, but with high-dose supplements, that safeguard disappears. You can tip over the edge without realizing it, and your body pays the price slowly, in ways that are easy to mistake for just getting older. Many older adults take vitamin A because they've heard it's good for vision, skin, or immunity, and it is, at the right amount, from the right source. But more is not better. After 60, bone density naturally declines, and anything that speeds that loss is quietly stealing from your future mobility. Weak bones in your legs aren't just a health statistic, they change your daily life. They change how far you walk, how confidently you move, and how much you dare to do without worrying about a stumble or a fall. It's worth asking yourself, have I been taking this because I know I need it, or because I've been told it's harmless? Have I looked at my diet to see what I'm already getting naturally? Carrots, spinach, kale, butternut squash, apricots. These foods don't just give you vitamin A, they come packaged with fiber, antioxidants, and other nutrients that work together like a symphony, supporting your body in harmony. No single pill can match that. The good news is, this is not a mistake you can't undo. The body is resilient. If you've been taking high doses of vitamin A from supplements for years, you can choose differently today. You can speak with your doctor, check your blood levels, and shift your focus back to food-based sources. You can let your body find its own balance again, giving your bones a chance to recover their strength and your muscles the stability they need to keep you moving freely. Leg weakness is not something we should ever accept without question. Every step we take is a small act of freedom. The ability to walk without fear of falling, to stand without strain, to climb the stairs without gripping the railing for dear life. These are not luxuries. They are the foundation of an independent life, and they are worth protecting with more than good intentions. The truth is, most people over 60 don't need extra vitamin A from supplements at all. They need awareness, balance, and the wisdom to know that the very thing marketed as a boost might, in the wrong form and dose, be the thing that slowly drains them. So let's walk with our eyes open. Let's read the labels, ask the questions, and listen to our bodies. Let's honor the legs that have carried us through decades by giving them what they truly need, not what clever packaging tells us they should have. The journey ahead is still ours to take, but the strength to walk it begins with the choices we make today. And that, more than any pill, is the real secret to keeping your legs and your life strong. There's a certain irony in life. We reach an age where we finally understand the value of taking care of ourselves, only to discover that some of the very things we thought were helping may be quietly working against us. One of those is vitamin E, praised for decades as a miracle for the heart, the skin, and the immune system. We've seen it on bottles lined up like soldiers in the pharmacy aisle, each one promising strength, vitality, and youth. But what they rarely tell you is that too much supplemental vitamin E, especially in high-dose pill form, can sap the energy from your legs and make them less reliable than they once were. When you're over 60, every step counts. The strength in your legs is more than just muscle. It's confidence. It's freedom. It's the difference between going where you want and staying where you are. And that's why it's so important to understand how high-dose vitamin E supplements can work against that freedom. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means it stays in the body longer than water-soluble vitamins like vitamin C. Nature designed it to protect your cells from damage, to act as an antioxidant, to help keep your skin and tissues healthy. But in the hands of supplement manufacturers, it has been concentrated into doses far higher than what you'd naturally get from foods like almonds, sunflower seeds, spinach, or avocados. And when you take too much of it in pill form, the balance tips. Here's where the quiet problem begins. High-dose vitamin E can thin the blood. In moderation, that's not necessarily harmful. Some people benefit from a slight thinning to reduce the risk of clots. But when the blood becomes too thin, it can lead to bleeding within muscles, including the large muscles of your legs. This isn't the kind of dramatic bleeding you see from an injury. It's often internal, microscopic, and slow. But over time it can leave your muscles sore, fatigued, and and that's not the only way too much vitamin E can undermine leg strength. Research has shown that excessive supplementation can actually interfere with muscle repair and coordination. You might notice it as a heaviness when you walk, a lack of power when you climb stairs, or a general sense that your legs tire more quickly than they used to. Over time, that fatigue can discourage movement, and when movement decreases, muscle loss follows. It's a chain reaction, one that quietly chips away at the mobility you've worked so hard to maintain. The tragedy is that vitamin E, in its natural form, is wonderful for you. The problem comes from thinking that if a little is good, a lot must be better. Our grandparents never had shelves full of vitamin bottles, yet many of them walked well into their 80s and 90s without losing their stride. Why? Because they got their nutrients from real food, nuts they cracked by hand, vegetables from their gardens, fish fresh from the market. These foods gave them all the vitamin E they needed in a form their bodies knew exactly how to use. When we bypass that and pour in massive doses from a capsule, we disrupt the harmony that nature intended. And after 60, the body's margin for error is smaller. Blood vessels are more delicate, muscles are slower to heal, and balance takes more conscious effort. That's why any supplement, especially one that affects the blood, must be approached with caution. Imagine for a moment your life a year from now. Do you want to be walking confidently through a park, enjoying the rhythm of your steps, feeling the ground steady beneath you? Or do you want to be the person who hesitates before each step, wondering if your legs will hold you, if your balance will last, if your energy will fade before you get home? Those future moments are being shaped right now by the choices you make about what you put into your body. This doesn't mean you should fear vitamin E altogether. Far from it. But it does mean you should respect it. Let it come to you in the way nature intended, through whole foods that nourish you in countless other ways. Almonds, hazelnuts, sunflower seeds, spinach, broccoli, even a drizzle of olive oil on your salad. These carry vitamin E in doses that strengthen rather than weaken, that protect without harming. And if you've been taking a high-dose supplement for years without a doctor's guidance, it may be time to reconsider. Talk to your healthcare provider. Ask if you really need it, and if so, at what dose. Your legs, your heart, and your overall health will thank you. Every step you take is a statement. It says, I am still moving forward. I am still living on my own terms. But the strength to keep taking those steps doesn't come from chance, it comes from choices. And one of the wisest choices you can make is to know when enough is enough. Too much of a good thing is still too much. Your legs are more than just the tools you walk on. They are the pillars that hold up your independence, the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Protect them as you would your most valuable possession, because they are. And the next time you reach for a bottle that promises health in a handful of capsules, remember this. The surest path to strong, steady legs isn't always in a pill. Sometimes it's in the simple, balanced meals that have been keeping people strong for generations. One of the greatest lessons that time teaches us is that the body does not thrive on extremes, it thrives on balance. In youth, we might get away with overindulgence, shortcuts, and excess without feeling the full cost. But after 60, the body's needs become more precise. Every choice we make, every nutrient we take in, either supports our strength or slowly takes it away. That is why moderation becomes the quiet guardian of our health, especially when it comes to vitamins. There is a belief that has been sold to us for years, that more is always better. More supplements, more pills, more extra just in case. It's a tempting thought because it feels proactive. We want to protect ourselves, to guard against weakness, to outsmart the years. But the truth is, when it comes to nutrition after 60, more is not always better. Sometimes more is the problem. The body you live in today is not the same body you had 30 or 40 years ago. Your digestion is slower. Your liver and kidneys process substances differently, and your bones, muscles, and joints are more sensitive to imbalance. Nutrients that once passed harmlessly through can now linger, build up, and create problems you never expected. And that's why the safest and most effective way to nourish yourself is not to flood your system with high-dose supplements, but to let most of your vitamins come from real food. Food is the language your body has spoken since the day you were born. It knows how to recognize it, break it down, and take exactly what it needs. When you bite into a piece of fresh fruit, the vitamin you receive is surrounded by fibers, enzymes, and other compounds that help your body absorb it safely. When you eat leafy greens or colorful vegetables, your body gets a balanced mix of nutrients that work together like a well-rehearsed orchestra. Supplements, especially in high doses, are like giving the body a single instrument playing far too loudly. It throws off the harmony. Take calcium, for example. Too much in pill form can lead to kidney stones or calcification in places it doesn't belong, yet calcium from dairy, leafy greens or beans comes balanced with other nutrients that help guide it to the right places, your bones and teeth. Or consider iron, essential in small amounts, but in excess it can damage the liver and heart. Nature rarely gives us harmful overdoses through food alone, but supplements can cross that line easily, especially if taken without a real deficiency. When you rely on whole foods for your vitamins, you also protect yourself from the risks of isolated, concentrated doses. And after 60, those risks matter more than ever. A small imbalance in blood clotting, a slight change in bone density, or a subtle shift in muscle coordination can mean the difference between walking confidently and struggling to stay steady. But moderation is not just about avoiding harm, it's about giving your body what it can actually use. Many people take handfuls of supplements every day, but much of what they swallow passes through unused because the body wasn't asking for it in the first place. That's like pouring more water into a glass that's already full. It doesn't make the glass more hydrated, it just spills over and makes a mess. The body is no different. When your nutrient levels are already healthy, extra doesn't make you stronger. It simply burdens the systems that have to process and store it. And there's another truth worth remembering. Eating your vitamins through food keeps you connected to life's simple pleasures. There's joy in peeling an orange and feeling the citrus spray in the air. There's comfort in a warm bowl of vegetable soup on a cold evening, in the crunch of fresh greens, in the sweetness of a ripe berry. These moments feed more than your body. They feed your spirit, and that matters for health too. So what does moderation look like in practice? It means being mindful rather than fearful. It means knowing what you truly need, not just what is being sold to you. It means talking to your doctor about your diet and your blood work before starting any supplement. If you truly need one, take the smallest dose that meets your needs. If you can get it from food, let your meals be your medicine. Imagine your health as a garden. Pouring buckets of fertilizer on it doesn't make it bloom faster. It burns the roots. But giving it the right amount of water, sunlight, and care allows it to thrive season after season. Your body works the same way. After 60, it doesn't need floods of nutrients. It needs the right nutrients in the right amounts at the right times. And here's the best part. When you choose balance, your legs benefit the most. Strong, steady legs come from muscles and bones that are supported, not overloaded. They come from a body that's nourished, not burdened. They come from the daily habit of moving, eating well, and respecting the limits that keep everything in harmony. Every step you take is an act of independence. And that independence is worth more than any pill on a store shelf. The wisdom of this stage in life is knowing that health doesn't come from extremes. It comes from steady, thoughtful care. So let your plate be colorful, your portions be balanced, and your supplements be measured. Give your body exactly what it needs, no more, no less. That's how you keep walking strong into the years ahead, not by chasing more, but by honoring enough. Your legs are more than bones and muscle. They are the foundation of your independence, the silent partners that carry you through your days, the quiet strength that lets you move toward the people and places you love. After 60, they take on an even greater meaning. They are not just a way to get from one room to another, they are the keys to your freedom. And if you want to keep that freedom, you have to protect your legs as if they were the most valuable thing you own. We don't often think about our legs until they begin to complain. A little ache after climbing stairs, a sudden weakness when standing, a wobble we didn't expect when walking across the room. These are the early whispers that something is changing. Too often we brush them aside. "I'm just getting older," we say. But age alone is not the full story. What we feed our bodies, how we move, and the choices we make each day all decide how strong our legs will be tomorrow. The truth is, many people lose mobility not because of one sudden event, but because of years of small neglect. It might start with sitting too long each day. It might come from avoiding certain activities out of fear of falling. It might even begin with overusing supplements that slowly sap strength instead of building it. But the result is the same. Muscles weaken, bones thin, balance fades. And when that happens, life becomes smaller. Protecting your legs after 60 is not just about exercise, though movement is vital. It's about choosing the right fuel to keep your muscles firm and your bones strong. That means nourishing yourself with real, whole foods, lean proteins, fresh vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. It means getting calcium and magnesium from your meals rather than from oversized pills whenever possible. It means getting your vitamin D from safe sun exposure or from carefully measured doses, not random megadoses that upset the balance of other minerals in your body. But it also means being aware of what not to take. Some supplements, like certain high-dose vitamins, can do more harm than good. They can interfere with muscle coordination, cause fatigue, and even make bones more fragile. And while that harm might not show up right away, it builds slowly over time until you notice that the legs you once trusted feel different, less certain, less steady. The good news is that the body responds to care, no matter your age. Muscles will strengthen when you use them. Bones can be supported with the right nutrition. Balance can improve with practice. You are not powerless against the passing years. You are in charge of how you meet them. A short daily walk is not just exercise. It's a promise to yourself that you will keep moving forward. A few minutes of light strength training, even with nothing more than your own body weight, tells your legs you still expect them to work for you. Stretching keeps the joints supple, reducing the stiffness that makes movement harder. And every time you choose real food over an unnecessary pill, you give your body the kind of nourishment it knows how to use best. Your legs have carried you through so much already. They have taken you to work, to family gatherings, and to quiet walks under evening skies. They have danced, knelt, climbed, and run. They have steadied you in moments of uncertainty and rushed you forward in moments of joy. They have earned your care. Think of the freedom they still have left to give you. Visits to friends without worrying about stairs, mornings spent exploring a farmer's market, afternoons walking in the park, and evenings cooking in your kitchen without needing to sit down halfway through. These are not luxuries. These are the pieces of life that make it rich and full, and they depend on legs that are strong, steady, and pain-free. Protecting that strength means making choices with intention. It means questioning whether every supplement you take is truly helping or quietly harming. It means remembering that what's right for someone else may not be right for you. And it means never underestimating the power of small daily habits, because those habits are what shape the years ahead. One day, decades from now, you may look back and realize that the steps you took in your 60s, both literal and figurative, set the tone for the rest of your life. You may thank yourself for being wise enough to protect your independence while you still had the choice. And that choice is still yours today. So walk when you can, stand when you can, move with purpose, eat with wisdom, and choose with care. Treat your legs as your most faithful companions, because they are. And remember this: freedom is not measured in miles. It's measured in the simple ability to go wherever you want, whenever you want, without fear. That is worth protecting with everything you have. We've talked about the hidden dangers in certain vitamins, the power of balance, and the priceless value of protecting the strength in your legs after 60. The truth is simple. Your legs are not just part of your body. They are the roots of your independence. Every step you take is a step toward the life you want to keep living. So choose wisely what you put into your body. Favor real, nourishing foods over unnecessary high-dose supplements. Move every day, even in small ways. Listen to your body's whispers before they become shouts. And remember, protecting your legs isn't about fear, it's about freedom. If this message has helped you see your health in a new light, share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me, what steps are you taking today to keep your legs strong and steady? Your story might just inspire someone else to take action too. And if you want more of these simple, powerful truths for living well at any age, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the wisdom that could change your tomorrow. You have the power to keep walking toward your best years. Take it, use it, and never let go. Because every strong step is a victory worth celebrating.